Marco School of Guitar, and welcome back to the channel. And in this video, what I want to share with you is, well, I know a lot of adults out there are struggling to learn the acoustic guitar because all they want to do is play songs around the campfire or at their backyard parties, wherever it may be. But they're struggling to learn this, and I think I know at least one of the reasons, maybe two of the reasons. And I want to cover them today and present you with something, just a little map, little path, road to follow, so you can stay on track and become the guitar player you want to be. All right, so it's pretty simple. It might be self-explanatory when you watch it through to the end, so stay to the end. But I don't know whether I'm going to cover everything for you, so let's see what we're going to do. All right, so I'm going to put this down and get it up to the whiteboard, and let's get going. All right. Okay, welcome back. And if you're an adult guitar player wanting to play acoustic guitar songs around the campfire but feeling stuck, there's probably a couple of reasons for it. One is it could be hard because the action on your guitar, the height of the strings from your guitar neck is too high. So if that's the case, check that and go to a luthier guitar repair person in your local area and get that fixed up, and that'll make a world of difference. The other thing I find crazy for people is why they think it's hard is generally because they're working on the wrong things. Right? And what I mean by that, if all you want to do is play songs around a campfire, your backyard party, whatever it may be, in a non-professional way, and if you find yourself studying theory, a bazillion scales, doing all these finger, hand strengthening exercises and everything, and not working on songs, you're working on the wrong thing. That's my opinion, all right? I know I can get shut down for that. Other people feel differently. You think you've got to learn theory. But I'm here to question that by saying, well, I'll ask you a question, is how long did you know how to talk before you learned how to read? How long were you reading before you actually understood everything? Okay, so those things, we were a couple of years in, already pretty good at talking before we learned how to read. Okay, so why is it any different for guitar? So thinking the reading thing is the theory side of things, playing the guitar is learning how to talk on the guitar, right? And that's working several things through. All right, so what I'm going to share with you in this is what I call my path forward, all right? And I call it from home to campfire. Home to campfire, all right? And this is a path any adult beginner can take from day one to becoming a confident campfire guitar player, where you're happily, confidently playing songs around, just songs that you like, and it's all for fun. Okay, so I start people off on what I call easy change chords. All right, and that is a set of just 4 or 5 different shapes, very easy to play for a day one beginner because they don't require any crazy hand stretches or gymnastics, and I get them in learning those. Most people take probably 30 minutes to know the chords. Some take a little bit longer just to remember the names of them, all right? And then I get them playing along with the song straight away, or playing with me, all right? So, a simple 4-chord song. And there's dozens out there, Stand By Me, Let It Be, anything like that, because here we also add the capo, and that helps get the songs going for it, instead of just sitting in the open position. All right, with these 4-chord songs is what I'm saying, is you're going to just start with single basic strums, right? So what I mean by that is on beat 1, let's say we're in what we call 4/4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll just go to strum on beat 1. So 1, 2, 3, and then change 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, right? All that's designed, 1, it's easier on the brain, you've got less to think about, but playing music straight away. And 2, it just helps get that rhythm built. From here, once they get that, go into what I call steady strums. Alright, and this is where we're just strumming on the pulse. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Go on through that. And you can play many songs just like that, and it's going to give you the confidence to say, you know what, I can actually do this, and it's easy. Alright? So from here, we just stay here and start building on these the strumming and the strumming mechanics, all the techniques that go with that. Alright? Generally start them off with a pattern like this, and that's found in many Creedence Clearwater Revolver songs. Stand By Me's, Tom Petty's Learning to Fly is like that too. Okay, so you got access to some great songs straight away. Right? And then from there, we just keep building and building, and we just play variations on those themes with different patterns, different songs, and we're working our way through to the most popular strum pattern ever. Right? And some people get this reasonably quickly after they go through this, others still struggle and need a little bit more time. Alright, but generally I stay on this with somebody for 1 to 3 months, all depends. Some are quicker, some are longer, and that's perfectly fine. Because what you got to remember is you know where you are coming into this game. And as adults, we've had decades of doing everything but playing guitar or music in any form, so it's all new for us. So the hands have got to move differently, we're foreign shapes, alright? We've got to think differently. We're going back and learning fine motor skills, right? And you're not used to that, so it takes a little bit of time. And even if I have 2 people start on the same day, absolute beginners, don't know nothing, I'm going to most times have to explain differently to each person because they learn in a different way, right? It could be visual, could be auditory, it could be touch. Everyone's different, and you've got to take that into consideration for yourself. So there's no rush here. You don't want to be a professional musician, all right? You just want to play songs for fun. All right, so once, this is like 1 to 3 months, maybe longer, that's okay. All right, from there, I get them onto working open chords. All right, let me back up. While they're doing this, if I see that they can handle it, I start them on open chords, all right? And then they start getting the changes and then slowly integrating them into these songs that they've already played and know, right? Several more months go by because sometimes those chords, because of our hands and the way we hear things, are very foreign, and we're still trying to get this hand to be flexible and dexterous. I think it's right, dexterous or dexterous, right? But you need accuracy, right? So those finger gymnastics take a bit of time to work. All right, so we put that in. There's another few months go by. Then, because of these easy change chords and open chords, songs with the capo, we are restricted into the amount of songs that we can play. We're only limited to several different keys because of this. Yes, the capo helps expand that, but not every song has a few chords in it that contain just open chords. Some have got a mixture of both. Some have got a mixture of, open chords and bar chords. Okay? So, what I mean by that, that's where we start introducing the bar chords. Okay? Bar chords, they're going to take a little bit longer, but so worth it, because one shape, and it's like half a dozen to learn, a little bit more, right? Common shapes. One shape, you can move that up and down the fretboard so you've got access to 12 different frets, okay? So, you learn your majors, your minor shapes, and your 7s, which come up, minor 7s maybe, and you've got times that by 12, right? Dozens of shapes, you do the math by 12. It gets you up and running, you're feeling really confident, you can find any song and be able to sit around and play it. All right, but there's one final part that I get all beginners to play, all right? So, we don't need that there anymore. So what I get all people do, all right? You got 6 strings, 12 frets. etc. Okay, so what I get all people to do is learn the notes, not on the whole fretboard, as some people might tell you. You've got to learn the notes all over the fretboard. Yes, it helps, but I'm saying the most important ones are here on the low E and the A string. Okay, why? Because a lot of songs are going to have these notes as the starting point for these bar chords. They're known as the root note of those chords. So if I'm after a G chord in a bar chord form, I know I can find my G here on fret 3. Okay, and I can just play the shape there. So if I want to play a song like I was doing earlier, the Creedence song, it's in the key B, and I know if I've learned this, I can find my B note on the 7th fret of that 6th string there. So I've got B, right, and then I just form the major bar chord shape on that. Right? I can also find it here on the 2nd string, at the 2nd fret, of the 5th string, sorry, at the 2nd fret. Right? Next chord in that song, we've got B, we've got a G sharp minor. Okay? Then two of those chords, those two chords, you're not going to find comfortably anywhere near an open chord position. Right? Yes, you can do it with a capo, right? Because you can sound it. It won't be the shape. Right? But like G sharp is found here on fret 4 of the 6th string. So I just form my minor shape here, my minor bar chord shape there, and then I can just run through the song. Next chord in that song, F sharp. I've learned it there on the thing, and I can play it all over there. And if that song comes up around the campfire, like you're sitting around a party with friends or whatever, and there's a guitar or two there, and somebody says, let's play this song. Even if you haven't played that song before, you know where to find the chords. That's going to give you the confidence to be able to play those songs, all right? And that's a good thing, all right? So that's my path forward, all right? Oh, one other thing, probably the most important thing out of all this is we've got to get this going, timing, okay? It's important, and I don't care if you're just playing at home, entertaining your cat. If you've got good timing, you're going to feel better about it, and anybody who listens to you is going to feel good with it, and they're going to want to join in and sing along. Right? So all we're working on is songs, right? And we're developing our chords, we're developing our strumming, our rhythm hand, all the open chords, bar chords, etc. A little bit of fretboard knowledge here, but we play the song either along with the song at all times, or we set up a drum pattern. All right? And we're just working it, and developing that timing, right? Good timing gives you the confidence to play great songs, okay? So, folks, that's my path. It's simple, it may be self-evident, but it sure beats learning a bunch of theory that you don't know how to connect it to music anyway. Sure beats learning bazillion scales that mean nothing unless it's in the song that we want to play, all right? Good time to learn songs, we should be here. Da-da-dum-dum, that's a scale pattern. Let's learn that then. All right, Wild World by Cat Stevens. Ooh, baby, it's a wild world, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's a scale. Let's learn that then. All right, don't go off doing separate exercises, learning all these scales. Put it into the song, and you're going to feel better about it. You're going to understand it, hear it, and be able to play it and have a lot of fun. All right, so that's my path. Right, day one, and this may take a year, it may take longer. As I said, everybody learns differently, and you've got to do what's right for you. But this is all basic stuff. There's nothing really scientific, or it's not rocket science. But if you do this most days and just focus on this, not get distracted by what other people in groups say, or you've heard on the latest YouTube video, you must learn this theory. Right? Just work on that, and if you do that consistently, you're going to get extraordinary results. All right, and that's what I want for you. I want you to be able to have fun playing songs, the songs that you love, anywhere that you have your guitar. All right, so let me know below what you think of this path. Is it foolproof? I don't know. All right, drop a comment below to tell me what you think about this, and Another, if you feel that I've missed something out, something that's important in there, that should be there, that I haven't put in there, just drop a comment below and we'll have a chat about it. Alright, I'm Alan Hopgood from Gold Coast School of Guitar, helping you to play songs for fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.